Okay, so just gone 5 past 2, so we'll get started. So my name's Michael. I'm going to be hosting the session today. We're looking at two very simple options, but ones that can save you a little bit of time here and then. We'll try and demonstrate that in the session today. So it's quick print and quick email, both very similar options. It's really just for outputting your documents, just to save you that little bit of time and those few extra clicks. So options that have been around for quite some time. So this is what I'm going to be covering in this session. So a little bit of an introduction to quick print and quick email. We'll then run through a bit of a demonstration. So it should last around about 15 minutes maximum, that demonstration. Might be pushing it to get to that 15 minutes. And then we'll just explain a little bit more about the additional support, give you an idea of maybe some of the upcoming webinars we've got planned in for even just the rest of this week. And then we'll open up to questions as well if anyone has any. But keep your questions coming. I'll be on hand today to answer any questions that you might have. So keep us busy. So a little bit of background to quick print and quick email first of all. So it's an option that's been in the software for a long time now. This is an option that basically you configure to print or email your documents in just literally one click. And I'll try and show you the difference between using these options and go via the normal print option to print or email in just a moment. Now you will be prompted to set a default layout, and you can change those at any time. We're aware that obviously some people will, as time goes on, you will develop and amend your invoice layouts for different purposes, whether you're adding your logo, you're using a standard one, etc. So you can easily change those, just a case of finding where you do that. So I'll show you that as well. The idea is it just saves you time. It's that little bit quicker just to print something or email it. Really simple option. Now it's available in a number of different areas in the software, so invoices and credits, quotations, sales orders, and purchase orders. So obviously sales orders, purchase orders, you'll only have those ledgers if you're on the professional level. And it is available in all levels of the software as well. So it doesn't matter whether you're in essentials or standard or professional, you'll have this option available to you. The only reason you wouldn't have them available to you on your toolbars is either your access rights, it's not switched on for you, or maybe you've hidden it. So you've right-clicked on your toolbar, and I'll try and demonstrate that one to you in a moment. You've right-clicked on your toolbar, and maybe you've just hidden it, whether that's on purpose or accidentally. Can easily be done, but easy to get it back if that's just the case. So we'll run through a quick demonstration just so you can see what we're talking about, see how it works. I'll quickly share my screen, and we'll get stuck in. So if we pop into invoices and credits, and it's pretty much going to work in the same way, whichever of those ledgers you're in. So it doesn't matter whether you're in quotations, you'll have the sales orders or purchase orders, you'll have these options at the top, the quick print, the print, and the email. They're grayed out at the moment, but if I select something on the list, they then become active. Now, if I start first of all, just by, as I mentioned there, in case you don't have it, it's either going to be your access rights, or if you have right-clicked on your toolbar at some point, you'll see quick prints listed. Email is listed as well. So if you've switched those options off, it will just hide that icon at the top. So going forward, if you're going to use one but not the other, so maybe you want to email all your documents out, or you want to print them all out using the quick options, you can hide one of the options. If you need it back, all you do, right-click and just switch the option back on. And that goes for any of your toolbars, your columns within the software, and your options down the navigation bar on the left. Right, okay, so let's get started with these then. So if I highlight that invoice, and we just look at the normal process of maybe printing an invoice or emailing it. So we're going to select it on the list at that point. If we go via the standard print option, first of all, so we're clicking into print. Now you might have your layout flagged as a favorite, just so it's listed as soon as you go into that screen. If not, you're going to be going into layouts. So again, that extra click, you're going to choose the layout that you're going to be using. So again, clicking on the relevant layout. And then if you were printing, you're then clicking to print. Your print dialog window should pop up. You're clicking OK. Off it goes. and then you're back to your list of layouts, and it would just be a case of closing out, and that's now flagged as having been printed. Similar if you're emailing it, so you would select it, go into print, select your layout, so I'll choose that one, and we would choose again the email option. So we just output to email. It tells me it's been successfully output to email. Now, if you're busy switching as well from printing to email, because obviously email, some good cost savings in there, potentially some good time savings as well, there are some recorded webinars available on configuring your layouts for email. Anyway, we just click OK to that prompt. Again, that's it done. So we just close out of that one, and that would be it done. Now, coming on to the quick print options, how you can make that a little bit easier. The idea is once you've selected your invoice or invoices, you can click these options, either quick print or email, and it's one click to do that. So if I click quick print at this stage, now initially when you first do that, it's going to ask you, or you're going to get this prompt, a default layout has not been set up. Do you wish to do this now? So if I click yes to that prompt, it gives me a list of layouts. Select the one I want to use. So we'll just leave it as that first one. I'll OK that. And this time round, it then sends it off to the printer, and that's it done. But going forward, you'll not have to choose a layout. It'll just know which one you want to use. So once I've selected my layout, if I click quick print, it knows my default settings at that point. It knows which layout I want to use. It knows which printer to send it to, and that's it done. And that's how easy it is to use that option. Email is no different. When I click that email option, first time you use it, when I click it, tells me a default email layout has not been set up, so exactly the same. Do you wish to do it now? So if I click yes to that prompt, choose the layout that I want to use. So I'll use one of the plain paper layouts. I'll just OK that. So again, you'll only be prompted for that one the first time you use either the quick print or the email option at the top. We OK that message, and that's it done. Off it goes. So it literally is as simple as that. It's a really simple feature available in that quotations ledger. So you've got them at the top here. Available in sales orders. Again, you've got them at the top there. And also in purchase orders. And they work in exactly the same way. Obviously, they will use different layouts depending which ledger you're in, but that's pretty much how it works. Now, if you need to change your layout, so let's say you've chosen a layout and you've subsequently created your own or amended one and you want to switch, then it is easy to switch it across. All you need to do, so let's say within invoices and credits, I want to change the default quick print layout. All I would do is I would go into settings, into invoice and order defaults, and then I've got the relevant options at the top, so quick print and email. So let's say I want to change that quick print layout, just click quick print. It's got it listed there, so I just click browse. I'm back to sort of almost that prompt when it said you don't have a layout selected. Which one do you want to use? And maybe I want to use the same one as what I've used for email, for instance, the plain paper layout. So select that, OK that, OK that, and that's it done. So next time I go into invoices and credits, again, I select it, quick print. I don't need to browse for any layouts. It just knows what to use. And that's it. It's really, really simple option, that one. Gail, you've asked a question there. Will it choose the same layout for every client automatically? Yes, it will. So you're basically setting a default. So what is it you want to use? If you've got different templates for different clients, then essentially you would need to go via the print option and choose your specific layout. The quick print and quick email, it's not really going to be beneficial to yourself in that particular instance. Vanessa, as well, you mentioned that could it be used for reports such as debtors and creditors? No, there is criteria that you would need to specify for those reports. So it can't be used on the reporting side. It's just, as I mentioned, it's for in the invoices area, in quotations, sales orders, and purchase orders. Hope that makes sense. Jane, you mentioned about email as well, about configuring information, etc. I would encourage you to watch the recording. So when you get your follow-up email, it will include links so that you can watch recordings of configuring your email settings. Now that's configuring the email settings that your layout would use. It's not referring to the layout itself. So they're almost two separate options. One is configuring your layout, the design of what it looks like, adding logos, text, that type of thing. The other is configuring the email settings behind the scenes. So if it's just the email settings, do check out our recordings. That link's going to be provided in round about an hour's time. You should get that. Hope that makes sense. Right, so just a reminder, once you've clicked it, you would go in, if you need to change that layout, it's into settings. Choose your relevant option. So invoice and order defaults in this case. You've got those two options at the top, one for quick print, one for email. It's got the various areas. So they're all held in one area for quick prints, all held in one area for the quick email option as well. Browse to choose your layout, click OK, that's it done. So again, nice simple option, that one. Right, okay, let's quickly pop back to the slides. Now it does bring us to the end of that demo, which is, as I mentioned, it was a nice simple option. So I've managed to get to just after 1:15, so it's taken a little bit longer than I actually thought it probably would. If you've got any questions over this stage, start popping them in there. Myself and I'll be on hand to answer those questions. So keep us busy. Just while we're giving you a chance to pop those questions in there, I'll just want to quickly mention some of the webinars we've got coming up this week. So tomorrow we've got bank feeds. If you haven't seen the new bank feeds, the new look and feel of bank feeds in version 29.2, then do get yourself signed up for one of those. Abby's going to be running a quick learn tomorrow on supplier payments, and then we'll be looking at batch reporting. Batch reporting can be a really good time saver as well. That's on Thursday at 11 AM. Thursday afternoon, we're going to be looking at, or Jackie's going to be running you through importing transactions, which can be a big time saver, that one. So things like standing orders, direct debits, things like depreciation, year-end adjustments, that type of thing. If you've got these repeat transactions, sometimes it can be easier to prepare them and build them up outside of Sage and then import that information. So if there's anything like that, and once you've learned about importing, you probably start spotting those opportunities as well as to where you could use the import option just to save you that bit of time. On Friday, again, we've got two sessions. One is the year-end session. So if you're coming up to thinking about maybe running your year-end, what's involved, what does it look like, maybe just want a bit of a reminder, get yourself signed up for that one. And then back to myself on Friday afternoon at a slightly different time for an afternoon session of 1 o'clock. So we're looking at the bank reconciliation process. So it complements the bank feeds option very nicely as well, that one. So we're looking at more of the manual reconciliation option. Again, if you are interested in registering for any of those sessions, do come along. These are always areas that we get lots of questions on. So again, just enhancing your knowledge. It might be you think you know it, but come along, just get that reassurance that what you're doing is actually right. Hopefully you'll pick up some tips along the way as well. But if you are interested, watch out for your follow-up email. You'll receive that within about an hour. Chanel, your question there. Let me go back to questions. So Chanel's got a question. Hope I'm pronouncing your name right there. So just mentioning there, can you add a message to your email? So there are various options when it comes to emailing documents. You can have them sent, if you're integrating with Outlook, which generally the vast majority of our users do. So if you integrate with Outlook, you do get two options. You can output your email, essentially saving it to normally your drafts folder within Outlook, so that you can then open that, amend it, and make whatever changes you want, and then click send. Or you can have it sent automatically. If you send it automatically, then you can have a standard message included with that. You can preset the text that will be included on the email. Again, that will be included in the webinar recording. So if you look for emailing invoices parts 1 and 2, it will cover what you need to know. Hope that makes sense. Maha, your question there, how can you send invoices along with outstanding statements together? Basically, to do that, there's not an option that's going to do that automatically. But if you output one of them, so it depends which one you want to output. Do you want to output your, probably output your email, your invoices, maybe save them as a PDF document. So, and then it would just be a case of when you output your statements, you're going to then have to manually attach those documents. So make sure you haven't got it to send it automatically. You want to generate that email automatically so it sits within your, essentially within your drafts folder within Outlook. You can open it, attach whatever additional documents you want, and then send it. But it won't combine those two by default. There's not an option for that one. Hope that makes sense. Right, already the questions are drying up. If you do think of anything else, do check out the information that's available in our help center, particularly those recorded webinars as well on emailing documents. A few queries on that coming through today, so do check those out. So many thanks for coming along. Take care, stay safe, and hopefully we'll see you on some other webinars soon. Many thanks.